Hey there friends, I'm Andrew from the Scrapbox, and another LEGO Ideas review session has ended. Last time, we used science and evidence to look at all 57 projects, and we scored with pretty good accuracy when the results came in. But this time, there are 146 projects. That's a lot. So not only will we be going through which ones are likely and not likely to be accepted, but I also want to share some of my personal theories and talk about the inevitable end of LEGO Ideas. Just like before, these are not going to be opinionated until my personal theories, of course. They're just going to rely on facts, statistics, and all that jazz. Let's get to it. 146 is a lot of sets. Luckily, a large chunk of them fall for one of the 7 deadly sins that make them impossible to make. Let's take a look.
You're mimicking
me.
LEGO won't make a set they just made, which means if your idea is nearly identical to a recent LEGO set, it's out of the game. That's a bummer because a lot of these sets were unreleased when the idea was first posted. This one's too close for comfort too. No goes.
We have one at home.
The rules for LEGO Ideas specifically state they won't make a set that fits into an established theme. While some idea sets end up creating or altering themes, if your set fits neatly under one of their categories, it won't be picked. And yes, that includes modulars. You basically guarantee a failure if you put the word modular in the name.
It defies your laws of physics.
2 sets are going to have a really hard time due to physics.
Physics.
This volcano is operating at such a high RPM that parts degradation and friction are going to be an issue. And this clock requires a heavy and accurate weight, which while not impossible, becomes a nightmare with shipping costs or coin scarcity.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Consumers don't always see the whole picture, or who is pulling the strings, but we can see the effects. While you don't know what's in this box, pattern recognition can tell you what happens if I put another apple in there. So while we might not have concrete reasons, these exact ideas have been rejected time and time again. And at this point, if LEGO approves any of these, it's a huge slap in the face to the ones who came before. So the wizard says they can't be made.
Every single time.
It's not fair, it's not.
This one sucks because you can have the best idea in the world and have it ruined because someone else also had that exact same idea. LEGO can't ethically pick one winner, so both entries are tossed. Having a similar concept is okay, but not identical ones. LEGO has never had 2 co-creators before. It's possible, but it would have their rewards and cheapen the brand image. Speaking of brands, we're bubbling everything Nickelodeon. Nick and LEGO used to make sets together, then something happened. And now Nick has been to every other brick brand without going back. While Well Played Toys has not produced any new sets since late last year, Area X is now producing SpongeBob sets. There was a rumored leak of LEGO TMNT on the horizon, but the very reliable leaker has since taken down that post. If that info is wrong, then all of these are a no-go. If it turns out to be true, then all of these become incredibly likely.
Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy.
Studio Ghibli caps their merchandise profits at roughly $100 million. This ensures they make heartfelt stories without giving in to greed. Unfortunately, this also makes them unable to partner with LEGO as that would push them over their limit. So these are a no-go. And just like that, we've taken 46 off the table, leaving only 100 in our wake. With the sets that cannot be made out of the way, I think we did pretty good. We got rid of almost a third of them. Now let's take a look at the rest of the sets. Because between the possible sets, there are some that are really, really unlikely and some that are top tier. So let's look. To find our unlikelies, we're gonna have to consult the rules. But I'm also gonna pin this right here. LEGO lists the subjects we cannot cover with LEGO Ideas. But as seen on the right, LEGO bends their own rules. But these aren't rules for LEGO, they're rules for our submissions. And it's also important to note that while most of these sets don't directly include these things, their subject matter does. As much as I'm excited to see Bad Bunny during the halftime show, their top 5 songs violate most of this list, as well as the Gorillaz with such hits as Sleeping Powder. The Rookie is built around most of this list, And there goes MCR. Supernatural hits most of these just in their first episode. Every episode of House focuses on at least one of these. Then there's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and this Billie Eilish entry has a whole section dedicated to the song Lunch. Does this mean these can't be selected?
No, of course not.
Will they be selected?
Not gonna happen. N-O.
With our impossibles and unlikelies done, the rest can be put into categories. Just a thing, You're an Animal, games, music, shows and films, and other.
Others. What others?
Just a thing. Man, Lego sure does love to pick random objects.
Can I have it?
The Classics computer. Cute, retro, way too big. If it's chosen, they'd make it tiny and maybe a $30 set. Then it'd be great. Seashells collection, better than the Rocks. They chose the Rocks. However, the Rocks have absolutely bombed in their first month, so this probably won't be picked. Rubik's Cube, neat, but it's 2,000 pieces or over $200 for a replica of a $5 item that will function worse than the original. Telephone, now that looks phenomenal. There's great part usage, the cord does have a lot of stress risk, but this is very likely. The VHS, incredibly unlikely. The Atari is similar in aesthetic, more popular, and did not sell well. Plus, you would need to partner with multiple other IPs to make remotely appealing videotapes. The Hourglass looks beautiful, but it's life-size and non-functional. Instinctively, a person will see it, want to turn it over, then get bummed because it won't work. Could be altered to have studs go through it though. This cipher machine has a lovely design. Ciphers are an incredibly niche topic. If you don't like ciphers, this means nothing to you. And if you do like ciphers, you can do what this does in your head or on a piece of scratch paper. There's a large uproar over the vending machine mechanism, and this will garner a similar reaction. The violin is incredibly likely. Enough said. The rotary phone, it's a different era of phones, so it escapes the double jeopardy, but given the other one, this one's not gonna make it. The Louis Vuitton case looks great, but it would require partnering. The Nike collab didn't go great, and this would require a lot of stickers or prints. The balloon dog ticks all the right boxes, incredibly likely. And the CRTV looks good, it could easily be shrunken down, and has great mock potential. You're an Animal. All of these animals are likely, except this one is about a conspiracy theory, and these two are supposed to be mechs, but just come across as desaturated. They are stunning, but don't accomplish their title. Games. This hurts my soul, but all of these are unlikely, except Plants vs. Zombies, which has stayed in relevance, and the submitter made a video receiving critiques from an actual LEGO designer. Before you jump at me, keep in mind, the Ideas Council has a large amount of older members, which is why only 6 ideas have been from IPs younger than 20 years old.
Why does it hurt so much?
Music. The BTS set flopped when it came out. Now here's a basic popularity over time trend line. Can you see what I see? The only one that even stands a slim chance is One Direction. Shows and film. Okay, there's a lot, so here's the plan. These ones are the middle of the road. No notes, but also nothing to write home about. These ones got close to the top, but were held back for various reasons. These are unlikely to be made. The reasons are all listed below, so you can pause it if you need it. And these are the shining stars, the ones most likely to be made. Others. Last, we've got the random ones, and while it was easy to pull out the unlikelies based on if it's recognizable enough, or if it has conflicting designs, or negative connotations, but the rest of them were difficult, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so data alone can't push the decision one way or the other. However, one did stand out for being incredibly unique. The Circus set. It's bright, it's universally recognized, and overall, it's a very nice build. And with that being said, these are all the most likely to be picked in this round. Wow, there's only 12, I was really picky. So there you have it. Once again, those aren't my personal opinions on which ones I want to win. That is just looking at the facts that are laying around us and deciding, based on the evidence, here's where all the pieces lie. But now, I want to talk about my personal theories. 1. The TMNT leak was from a trusted source, according to Just Too Good, and it occurred a bit after this round of ideas closed. I think Nickelodeon is back on board with LEGO, and the reason the leaker took it down was because it didn't pertain to a normal set, but instead, the results of LEGO ideas. One of these two sets. 2. It might be time for Shrek. LEGO finally started working with DreamWorks with the How to Train Your Dragon set, so now the door is open. Would that be incredibly awful to the people who pitched that exact set earlier? Yes, but LEGO doesn't care. Once again though, these are my personal theories based solely on conjecture. Now's the sad part. We have to talk about the inevitable end of LEGO Ideas, because LEGO Ideas is dying. LEGO Ideas has two fatal flaws. One, it's becoming flooded. We live in an age of AI, spam bots, services that inflate numbers with fake accounts, and influencers who could reach millions with a few taps of a button. In the wake of that, 10,000 votes has become nothing. And we have seen and will continue to see an exponential growth in number of sets each quarter. Soon we're gonna have 200, 300 submissions every single review session until the system breaks. 2, it promotes art theft. If your idea is chosen, you get some of the profits. This gives people a monetary incentive to steal others' ideas. There are entire accounts dedicated to stealing ideas, changing one or two things, and giving their images a nice polish so now they can have all the credit and profit. Those two problems together are gonna lead to LEGO Ideas having to either change drastically or end entirely. Whew. And there you have it. I didn't think it was possible to go through all of that in this amount of time, but we did it. So you reached the end of the video, and as always, I've been Andrew, you've been watching the Scrapbox. Do all the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, and have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.